but it takes practice. And I open the book by urging young people to read it, to understand that patience is an important tool in developing your own set of tools. What I am able to do now, the messages that I tell myself now at 58 are very different than what I needed to say to myself at 20. Trying to fit in and leave behind the parts of me that make me real and authentic. Stop worrying about how I wear my hair and what somebody is going to think about it. Stop thinking about how I conjugate my verbs or what stories I tell about myself to make me fit into somebody else's world. It doesn't happen overnight. But we have to keep telling ourselves, I am going to show up in the world as my authentic self. And that is good enough.
You might not have someone that you trust or that has been in the same, path as you. Sometimes that's the whole point of faith, is trusting your inner compass. And so, I have a code, so I don't get off my code. I don't, I have a square I stand on. And if it's off that square, I don't do it. But I do have a business partner that I work with that I really do trust. And I think she's incredibly smart. But then sometimes it is just in me. And I got to trust that. And you can't be afraid to run from $1 or say no. You know what I mean? You just can't. Yeah. And I've done a lot of bullshit in my career.
For me, being on the front end of things from 15, nobody ever really got to see my struggle. And I think that I'm a true testament to, the fact that I never gave up, always remained a hustler, always remained hungry, always remained humble. Hopefully, what people can take away from this in my career is patience and to keep going and knowing that, something that makes you sad doesn't mean it's the end of the world, and also just going into it knowing that in this life, just be willing and ready to accept apologies that you've never gotten. And I'm able to be blessed and have a great relationship with God.
And continue to use your gift because clearly you're not going nowhere.
So that's what it is. All of us have those moments, right? And those moments are tough.
Yeah, they're tough.
Pivoting and shifting and changing what you cared about, changing how you view the world, changing how your operating systems. It's not easy. Some people don't make it.
No.
Or some people stay still and stagnant because they're afraid of that. They're afraid of evolution. They're afraid to pivot. And it's just, so sometimes we have to go through to be, because how are you supposed to be happier if you can't be unhappy?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to get to the next phase?
You have to be able to identify that you are unhappy.
Yeah.
And
Does
with
that make you
social
uncomfortable?
media, not
feel
at all.
vulnerable?
One thing I know about me is that I don't fear change. I celebrate it. And as uncomfortable as it is, I know that when I get to the other side, I'm going to be a better person. I will have a story to tell that's going to inspire and help and change someone else's life for the better. And that's why when I talk to people, I'm like, if you have a story to tell, tell it.
Will always try to lowball you and make you feel like you are not worth what you are actually worth. And sometimes you also have to be realistic. You ain't there yet. But then also on top of that, I have wonderful parents, who are both teachers and educators, and this industry is not their thing. They're not, had no intention of being involved in it. And so we kind of had to figure it out as we went and made mistakes. And, I've dealt with my share of bad contracts and getting into situations or business situations that I wish I didn't, or didn't have the knowledge or resources to know any better, or saying yes to things just to say yes because I had to. So I definitely have had those experiences, but I think over that, you just learn so much and learn about the idea of failure and what does that really mean, and if something doesn't go well, is it a failure? Is it a lesson?
Go hard, or go home, go hard.